Hello, everybody.
Hello, everybody.
Welcome to episode 42 of the LegacyKnitz podcast. My name is Chelsea,
My name is Sue.
the daughter,
I'm the mother.
and that's our thing. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Yes, it is good to be back. We took a little bit of a break to kind of focus on our shop, on the podcast, kind of just mulling over some new ideas. And it also allowed us time to attend Vogue Knitting Live, which was really fun.
Really fun.
Yeah, we had a great time. So we wanted to start off by saying thank you to everybody that watches us every single week and who sticks with us even through our long gaps of time in between episodes. And welcome to anybody new that has chosen to check us out. If you like us, feel free to give us a thumbs up or follow us. If you don't, certainly move right on along.
Happy New Year, and I'm back to the dye pots. It feels so good. I took a break, and it felt really, really good. But yet to get back, and I'm starting to find a really nice rhythm with it, which I've been struggling with, like managing time, and it's going really well. I probably just jinxed myself.
Yeah, I'll knock on wood for you.
Yeah, knock on wood for me. But it feels great. Great. I'm so excited about our new colorways and
Good. Sometimes a new year is just like the perfect reset and the perfect clean slate to kind of approach your normal day to day. And
yes, it's very refreshing. I did not go into the new year like I did last year with like planning what I wanted to do. I acted like it wasn't a new year, like it was just an ordinary day. And it's quite relieving to not put that on yourself.
yeah, not so much pressure.
Yeah, it's just like, well, it's just any other day, but yet feeling like a clean slate.
Yeah.
Totally weird. I don't know.
No, I totally can understand where you're coming from with that.
Yeah.
So I think one thing that we really wanted to do after talking, when I went down to Connecticut the night before Vogue Knitting Live, Mom and I had so much great time together, and we really had a great chance to talk about the podcast and how we feel about it, and we decided that we wanted to formulate a mission statement. Because this last year we started the podcast and it was really, really great. And it was kind of off the cuff. It's always been off the cuff because it's just our relationship playing out on film, which is amazing. And we love it so much. But now that it's been a little over a year, we kind of really want to take a look and see where we can improve, where we can add some more value to your lives and your viewing time. So we thought a perfect way to do that and approach it was by offering you a mission statement to kind of let you guys know where we hold our values and what we would like to bring to the table for you. So that being said, our mission statement that we did come to agree on is spreading love through community and creativity. And I think it's pretty self-explanatory. We don't need to go through any great lengths to explain to you what that means. But I know for myself, I've been going through a lot of like introspection and really looking at how I can make what I do a little more valuable to the world. And I don't know, it's just really been kind of like pooling in my soul. And I want to get it out. And I know you probably feel the same way, Mom. I know we talked about it.
Well, I think the piece of it for me is we had no intention of starting a business. We had no intention for any of this. It just happened by putting one foot in front of the other. And I've talked about it at great length that I feel like we were led to this and without getting all. But so we had no intention. We were at Vogue Knitting Live this year saying a year ago we were here. And we had no podcast, no business, nothing. We were just consumers enjoying ourselves. And we were sitting in the exact spot, eating the exact lunch. And it was quite weird. We're like, we were doing this exactly a year ago. So I guess now that the business is settling and it's going in the direction we want, it's time to look at that and what we can do with it and how we can improve it and how we can give back a little. It just seems like the natural thing, and because literally we fly by the seat of our pants, and at some point, it's good to have a little direction in participating in the community and all of that, basically.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
Yeah.
So yes, so that is our mission statement. Take it, ask questions if you'd like, however you'd like to approach it. But that's kind of where our energy is being focused as this new year is starting to ramp up a little bit for us. So yeah, and just one more thing that we really want to try and start doing is taking our podcast episodes and really kind of zeroing in on whether it's a theme or a title or something that gives us, again, a little more direction and a little more structure around giving you guys a valuable podcast to watch. So we want to make sure you're walking away with it with some kind of new information. Or even entertainment. Entertainment is great. Do not get me wrong. And we hope we
we are entertainers after all. I think that's super cool. I mean, I think we're going to stray a little here and there, but it's good it helps me focus on because literally before we start, I'm like, I've got this, I've got this, I've got this. And it just feels overwhelming to me. So it's nice to think we're going to have a little more focus in that area and being aware of people's time. It's really difficult as two podcasters to do a concise, shorter podcast, but we're going to try really, really, really hard.
Really, really hard while increasing the value that you guys get out of it.
Yes, we only hope that.
We only hope, whether it's a new technique or something in a project that we didn't foresee coming and we could maybe help you troubleshoot. Just something where you can walk away saying, ooh, I learned that. Or, ooh, I would like to go and learn more about that.
Or even like a new product that we're using or a new yarn that we're using. It's just, we're going to have to get in sync with it.
For sure. But we wanted to put it out there. We want to be held accountable. And yeah, we just want to spread a little bit more love and a little more info. So that's where we're at.
There you go.
Let's hop into it. Do we want to talk about our one whip of the week?
I would love to talk about our one whip of the week.
Okay,
you go first.
So my whip of the week, aka wow, is is my cold shoulder. It's my very first cold shoulder. Excuse me. Work in progress, because we are allowing. Okay. So the cold shoulder cal, let me reset that. The cold shoulder cal is a knit along that we are currently co-hosting with Jamie from the I'll Knit If I Want To podcast and Beautiful Mess Yarn Works. She's an indie dyer as well. And so it's a shawl knit along, and you can, enter in with a work in progress as long as it's halfway done or less, or start fresh, but it's basically just knitting shawls and having fun doing it. So the one shawl that I'm working on right now was less than halfway done when I picked it up. And it is Jag and Garter by Stephen West. It's a little bit bunchy because the cord I have it on is a little too short at this point because it's growing like crazy.
So pretty.
Thank you. And I'm using Volenvine and her Footsie base, and it's her Octopus Garden colorway, Trey Liz, and I believe it's her Cappuccino colorway.
And I think it is.
Yeah. And then this is a Madeline Tosh, and I believe it's her Twig colorway. And it is so fun. It is such a fun knit. And I had started it a long time ago and kind of put it down. I just had lost steam with it. And then I realized, because originally I was planning on doing the Find Your Fade shawl for this knit along, but I didn't have any really good needles, like Mother is. So I didn't have really good needles to be working on it with. The ones I was using had a really funky joint. It was just getting frustrating. So I was like, well, you know what? Like, here are the needles that I need to knit that. So why don't I just finish this and then start using these? That was a great intention, but I ended up buying new needles to work on my Find Your Fade. But anyway, that was a really long drawn out story. So that's why I ended up picking it back up, and I'm having so much fun knitting it.
It's gorgeous.
Thank you. It's basically short rows. It's just short rows and garter stitch, which
I've always been so impressed by that. One of your first shawls you ever made, which I forgot the name of it, was short rows, and I really honestly didn't think I don't know why. I didn't have confidence in you. I thought she's going to get really frustrated with this and not understand it. And you took to it like, I don't know the saying, but you took to it. And I was like, whoa, she so got this.
Well, so, and I guess after you said that, so I feel like you told me that you were impressed with that after I had finished it. And I remember confused because it's really, at the end of the day, a short row is just moving a stitch, moving the yarn, moving the stitch back, and turning the work. It's literally that.
I think a lot of people have mental blocks about short rows. And I have to admit, even when I hear short rows, I go, oh, I'm not sure how to do that. Even though once the directions tell me, it's like, well, of course, that makes complete sense. But a lot of people, I do believe, unless I'm making this up, get overwhelmed by short rows.
Yeah, and I guess I just was so new that I didn't even know to be nervous. But truly, if anybody is out there that is not doing a project because of short rows, it is as easy as slipping a stitch, moving the yarn, slipping the stitch back, and turning it around. It's those 4 movements, and that's it. I highly encourage you to try this pattern. He also has it, this pattern jag in seed stitch as well. I'm more of a garter girl, as whoever has watched the podcast knows, but
can you even imagine doing that in seed stitch? Knit one, purl one, knit one, purl. Oh my, that just like, no.
I would tear it out and love every moment of it.
I can't imagine doing that. And I'm curious, have you ever seen one done in seed stitch?
I mean, there are pictures in the pattern, but it's so hard to tell, you know.
Especially when you're using the hand dyes, like all that effort, does it really give it enough of a different text? I mean, texture, yes, but visually, I don't know.
Yeah, and I don't know that the texture that I would really care if I had seed stitch versus garter stitch next to my face, you know?
Yeah, no, I can't imagine that.
I don't know, but he does offer it in seed stitch for any of the seed stitch fanatics out there. I so respect you. I will never be one, but
I'm impressed by anyone.
Yeah.
I mean, I do it when a pattern calls for it, but to choose it on a pattern, on a piece that size.
And I'm not even close to being done. And it's probably, if I were to like undo this right now, it's probably like 4.5 feet long.
It's so you. You are such a Stephen West, like you could be a Stephen West model. Because you...
Yeah, yes and no. For me, I love his mindless patterns, like his stash busting patterns where it's garter stitch or like very basic. His brioche stuff, I can't even wrap my mind around it. And I know someone out there is saying, well, it's not that hard. I can't do it.
It's not hard. As I talk about the brioche that I'm wearing, that if I had to make it again, I couldn't. I could. I just need directions, but I have no idea. And I was doing it mindlessly with no pattern. Let's not even go down that.
But thank you for the compliment. I do love Stephen West's patterns, and I would model for him in an instant.
Well, and it's your love of color. It's very similar, although he's very neon-y. And your ability to play with his patterns, I think, is what I love. You really play with his patterns where I love them, but I don't know. I'm not as drawn to them, but I love them.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Awesome. Thank you. Well, that's my wow.
That's your wow.
My wow.
I think you're onto something there. Okay, so I don't know what clicked in me that made me decide that I had to do this.
It's because everyone and their brother is making it. You can't not. It's taken over.
And then on top of it, you start it, and it's a fantastic knit. Fantastic knit. So I have had this skein of hedgehog forever.
I think
oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I interrupted you. I'm sorry.
I have started things with this color over and over and over again. And honestly, I'm almost, you know how I feel about this. Like I'm so on the fence with it. But so I had this rust color. So I started with this, and then I went to this color, which again, I don't know what color this is. I think it's another hedgehog.
But Pull it down a little bit. There you go.
So I had this on, and then we went to Vogue Knitting Live, and I'm dropping things. Hold on. Oh, shoot. I dropped my color. Hold on. I'm sorry. We went to Vogue Knitting Live, and I did not find my fade. Like, I didn't lay out 7 colors. We all know what my stash looks like, and that's not a possibility. So I said to Chelsea, like, when we left, she was like, well, what are you looking for? I'm like, I don't know. I might get some more colors to grow my fade, because I went to this, and I thought I would work off of that. Did I bring it with me? No. She was like, are you going to bring it? I was like, nah, I don't really want to carry it. I'm the worst. So we get there and I find this gorgeous color and another color, which I'll show you in a minute. And we get home and I hold it up and this was in the way. It came too soon. So it would have been like this burgundy, sorry, I'm so off screen probably, burgundy. And then I had this, and then I'm going, not burgundy, rust, I'm sorry. Then I had this with touches of rust, and then this with lots of rust. So it's like, find your fade, lose your fade, find your fade. Like, boom. And so you were so good. You were like, Mom, there's hardly any done. Why don't you start over? And I'm like, because I had said I don't want to pick it back because I didn't think I'd be able to. I thought it would end up getting to be just too much. And I was like, you know what? You're right. Because I wanted this second and then this. Because look at that. It's perfect.
Yeah.
So you were like, well, just rip it back. And I was like, no, I can't rip it back. I'll ruin it. And then I'm like, well, it's worth a try. And because I have plenty of this, I could do it again. But so I did. I ripped it back effortlessly. And I'm knitting now again using, this is Socks That Rock. I love Socks That Rock. It's beautiful. So then we're going to go to, once I finish this, we're going to go to this. And then I still haven't found my whole fade because I'm so fickle. I really am. But I think what I'm going to do after that is this gorgeous narwhal squid ink.
It's so pretty.
I love it. And they're lovely. When I went in their booth, they're just lovely. And so I think that's going to go next. And then I should have brought it in, but I didn't. Half-Blood Prince might go after that. I have a skein of that. I don't know. I'm doing it as I go.
I almost feel like Half-Blood Prince would be better before.
It might be that. I'm so, again, flying by the seat of my pants. I do this for everything I do. But you know what? I'm fine with it. I also have a new colorway that when we show those, that might go next.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, but having said all of that, I have not been in a shawl mood for quite a while. I'm pretty shawled out. I'm loving the knit. I think it's amazing. It's making me want to knit shawls again, a little, not 100% still, but you know what? I hate to be left out, so I had to do it. It's terrible. I don't know why. But you know what? I have a long way to go. This is a huge, huge shawl.
Mm-hmm.
But it's also mindless. The lace area requires some concentration, I think, until I do it a few more times.
Mm-hmm.
But I love it. I'm glad I'm doing it. So far, I'm loving my fade, even though it's only 3 colors.
It's beautiful. It is so pretty. And the change that you made.
Huge, right? Huge. And it's going to allow me to go into a lot of different directions. I could even put sweater weather in there.
You could. You definitely could.
We'll see. I love it. I'm excited about it. I might work on it tonight. Who am I kidding? Anyways, so that's my wow whip of the week.
I love it. That's your wow.
It's my wow. They both were pretty wowy too. I love it.
They were pretty wowy. I agree. Do you have any finished objects?
I do have several finished objects. I don't think I showed them last one. This is my, oh my gosh, I always want to call them Venus socks. Mercury. Why do I want to call them Venus every time? These are my Mercury socks with our Will You Be Mine yarn. That was our Valentine's colorway. I love them. I'm really happy with them. It was a fun knit, really fun knit.
They look really complicated. Was it intuitive?
Look at me. I feel like I'm off the screen. I literally was leaning. Yes, once you get going, I can't remember now because I finished them a couple weeks, maybe a week or so ago. My brain, a week or so ago, very easy. 4-row repeat. I don't know. I have no clue. I can't remember. I know they're mindless. They're a good pattern sock if you're bored with your every day, which, you know what? I love plain vanilla socks. I'm obsessed with them.
Too.
They're so like zen. That's what I think of when I think of vanilla socks. It's like they're just so peaceful and relaxing to work on.
I totally agree with you. It's always either a vanilla sock or whatever garter stitch shawl I have on. They're my like tap out and just go.
And I love that about knitting. I love that. And the other pair, they were almost done last time. They are now done. So these 2 pairs are going in my box of socks.
And so what Mom is talking about with box of socks, for anybody that is new to the knitting world or just hasn't heard about it, Kristen from the Vine, the Yarngasm podcast, and she's also a dyer. She dyes Vine yarns, hosts a year-long cal for I think last year was the first one.
I think so. And I did it.
It's just a pair of socks a month for the box of socks for whoever was curious. Or however you can get to 12 pairs of socks by the end of the year, and then you have a box that you put them in, and that is how you join or do it or whatever. I'm obsessed with socks, but like not really actually.
I am. I want to knit a pair a week.
I don't think that's going to happen, but I encourage you to try.
Well, if you ever saw, like, I have 1, 1, and 1. So a pair, like, wouldn't you stick with the same ball of yarn? But because we're talking socks, I do have to talk about a new tool of my trade.
Yes, talk about it.
So when we went to Vogue Knitting Live, which, again, we had a great time. Because we're known for mishaps at Vogue Knitting Live. That's where our story began last year. Chelsea tried to kill me. I'm pretty sure of it. She was really subtle about it, but I'm pretty sure there was some intent behind it.
I didn't mean to.
So we get in and we we package up all our stuff and throw it on our backs and our backpacks and whatever. And we go up to the next level because everything is up escalators there. And, Chelsea was like, Mom, you go. No, you go. She had me try to go up the down elevator.
I didn't know.
And honestly, it took a minute for it to register as I'm trying to put my foot on it. I'm like, there's something wrong here.
And I gently have my hand up because I think she might be falling. So I'm like pushing her up the down escalator.
And there were people going up the up.
Well, no, because the 2 people that went up the up were trying to follow us and then saw that we were having a moment.
We still haven't stopped laughing about it, but
I was in tears because I was picturing the security guard sitting back there with his cup of coffee, watching these 2 women.
As I'm like, I keep putting my foot on it like it's gonna work. And somebody on my Periscope said, "Oh, you had an elf moment." It was so funny. But you know what? For us to have one mishap we had a very successful day.
We did. I kept thinking, all day, I was like, something's going wrong. We're not picking up on it. What is happening?
Well, because honestly, I believe we're oblivious quite often, and it's so bad. But anyways, we're all here to live and to talk about it. Everything else was smooth as silk, I think. I don't think we had any other mishaps that stood out. So anyways, we're in the market. Neither of us really were A, in a shopping mood, and B, didn't really think we wanted much. So we're such the same shoppers. We literally barely look. We look and we go, no. Like, we don't even go into the booths. We're so bad. So anyways, we come up on the booth. We both did want Haya Haya sharps. That was because you have a source for them up in Vermont, but I don't have one here. So I thought that's what I wanted, and I did get some, but we walk in this booth because of the Hayas. I look to my right, and there's signature needles.
Crazy.
Like everywhere. And I was like, oh my gosh. And I'm pretty sure you would have killed me if I didn't walk away with a pair because I do it all the time.
I'm still upset you didn't get your straight needles.
I'm so mad at myself. So I say to the woman, do you have any 1.5s with 40-inch cords? US 1.5. And she was like, well, no, we don't. Wait, we have ones. Like, I think they just started making the smaller sizes and they didn't have 40-inch cords. I think mine are 34. They have odd, like 37 and 47. They have odd lengths. So I said to her, can you tell me how much they are? So in my mind, I was going to hear $75 because everyone says they are crazy expensive, which they are. But when your mind is at 75 and you hear 42, you're like, I'll take them. It's a bargain. So, you know what? It's the best $42 I've spent in a long time. I wish I bought more. I know. Don't shoot me. I know. I should have got the size US 2 straights for my cozy memory because I would not be able to put it down if I had bought those. Mm-hmm. Darn it. I'm so mad at myself. I'm so mad.
We'll order you some.
I can order them. And honestly, I think for holidays, I'm going to start a collection. Like I'm going to ask for one size a holiday. Because really, it is a lot of money, but the amount of socks I make, it's a drop in the bucket. When you think about how much I'm going to use them.
Well, so talk about what makes them $42 worth.
They're gorgeous. They're perfect. They're smooth as smooth can be. This, and again, I should know what all it's made of. Hold on. Look, it came in this all day. I'm like, where can I put this? What if they bend? What if something's on them? I'm like, Chelsea, put them like this in there. I was so nervous about these needles. So what are they made of? Oh, darn it. They don't tell me. Huge warning about the sharpness and the dangerous level. So it's size 1, 4-inch length. So the tips are 4 inches. I like a shorter tip. Mm-hmm. I believe they had 5-inch too. 4 inches, 32-inch overall is what it says. They're light as a feather. They're pointier than pointy, which I love, but not dangerous. Like Hayas are pretty pointy, sharp.
Yeah.
So anyways, they have the metal tip that I love. I wish I had all the right terminology. The join is amazing. Yep. The cord is amazing. I love them.
Do you feel like they're sturdy? Like, do you at all ever feel like, ooh, I'm afraid like this joint's going to loosen up and cut?
No, I'm not afraid. And they are the set ones. There's a name again. They're not interchangeables. I can't imagine what an interchangeable set would cost. I can't imagine that. That would be in my dreams. But I shouldn't say that. I don't like interchangeables. I'm not responsible enough with my toys. I'm not. I have Haya interchangeables. I don't know where any of them are. I have no idea.
One day I'm going to come home and I'm going to find them all and just slowly start stashing them away.
I know, it's terrible. So I'm a firm believer in tools and quality of tools when you're doing something. I've talked about my art school experience and working in the store so that I got a great discount so that I could really afford the good brushes, the good paints. It makes a difference. I believe in that. So honestly, when she said $42, I didn't faint. Why didn't I buy more?
I did. I won't lie. That number came out of her mouth.
You did? See, I was prepared because I hear all the time, like they're so I've never heard the dollar, but I hear they're so expensive. They're so expensive. But I've wanted them forever. And honestly, I didn't buy a lot of yarn. I mean, our most expensive thing there was our food. Like, whoa. But who cares? We were hungry. I don't care. So, oh my gosh, if you have the opportunity, if you can swing it. Oh, Romo, how are you? I miss him.
why I'm knitting over at the table and not with him in our big comfy chair.
Oh, he's like, Mom, gosh. Anyways, I would say, like for me, what made sense was to get this size because it's the size I use the most. I wish I got a 4 and I wish I got a 2 straight for my cozy memories.
I'm so mad that you didn't say it while we were in the booth because I would have made you.
I know. You know what? I'm a terrible, terrible shopper at these kinds of shows. It's overwhelming for me. I don't know if it's the confinement of a booth. I don't know if it's the crowds, but I'm overwhelmed. And you know me, I'm a decision maker.
Oh, well, I also think it's like it's just the weighing in the back of your mind, like this is a 1-day event. We're only here for 3 hours. Like it's that ticking time clock where it's like, well, I could buy them, but like let's go over here for a little while longer. I know that definitely plays into
me too. Like, well, what if I see something else, which was ridiculous because here were signature needles right at my fingertips. And that's when I wish I could have gone back on Sunday. Because we really were shopped out. But this was the one thing that I thought if we had stayed, that would have been what I would have done. I needed that time to process. So you got something fantastic.
Are we talking acquisitions?
Yes.
I did. I got my favorite yarn. I'm proclaiming it my favorite yarn because you just can't beat it.
I'm with you.
It is, so it's Blue Moon Fiber Arts, and it is their Targhee worsted base. And I am actually currently knitting my Sheltered Sweater by Andrea Mowry in the exact same yarn, but in a different colorway.
Gorgeous.
And so as we were going into Vogue Knitting Live, I talked to Mom and I showed her the pattern that I really want to make. It's another Andrea Mowry design. She is quickly becoming one of my favorite designers. And I showed her the color of yarn that I was looking for, and like deep in this little pit in my heart, I was hoping that I would find this yarn because we found it at Rhinebeck. That's why I got my first sweater's quantity worth. And I was like, maybe there's a shot. I know there's a shot. And then I think it was when we went down to the first floor for the very first time, we literally ran right into the booth. It was like right on the outside. And I almost like rubbed my eyes because I thought I was seeing things. Like I thought it was too good to be true.
I didn't think there was a chance that it would be there.
And they were. And the booth was the Feather Your Nest booth. And they have an online store. I'll put the email on the website. I have it right here on my receipt. So let me show you the actual yarn now that I've yapped about it. My lighting is there. We go.
That's pretty good. That color right there.
So it's kind of like a goldy mustard. It's called Orchid, or no, Ochroid?
Ochre.
Ochre? That's how you pronounce that?
How do you spell it?
Ochroid.
Oh, ochre. It must mean ochre, like a play on the word ochre, because it is yellow ochre.
Yeah. So I got 2 skeins of it, and it's more than enough to make the pattern that I want. And the best part, you're going to die when I tell you the price point. This is 616 yards for one of these yarn babies. The skein of yarn costs $33.99.
And okay, the price is to die for, but the quality and I bought some at Rhinebeck. I am making a sweater out of it. Before you even started, I was like, you are going to die when you knit with this yarn. It is my most favorite yarn at the moment. It is to die for, to knit with. It's amazing.
I'm going to show you really quickly my other, because I just have half of it done, and I figured I can kind of show you the tonal qualities that it works up. I don't even know which way is up. Here we go. So this is, oh gosh, I don't know the colorway. Oh, Porcini. It's their Porcini colorway. Same base. It's not really coming out.
No, it's much browner, like browner than it's showing up grayer. But you know what you can see with that is the gorgeous stitch definition. I could go on and on and on about this yarn.
Yeah.
again, like you were like, Mom, buy a sweater's quantity's worth. And I was like, oh, I have, because I'm doing the ice shanty, which is gigantic. And I bought that. And I felt like I would buy it and get something in mind and it wouldn't be enough. I struggle buying sweaters quantities without having a pattern.
Yeah. It's definitely hard, and I'm just starting to do it now, but I did have a pattern though. So
Yes, you had a pattern, and you also, like, I struggle. You know me, I just go, no, 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 boom, that's the pattern, that's the size I'm going to make, and it fits, which is crazy. But so I wasn't comfortable with it. I'm semi kicking myself, not that much, but that's going to be a first purchase at Rhinebeck next year. Like probably 2 sweaters worth. I'll pick them out. I feel like if I'd known they were there, I would have picked out a sweater so that I would know how much to buy, because my ice shanty, I have a ton of yarn because it's gigantic and it's piece upon piece, which I shouldn't be talking about it because all I want to do is work on it. Because of the yarn, it's dreamy to work with.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah, we should go on their site. Did you go on their site when you got home?
I have not been on it yet, no.
I have to do that and check it out because
it's just www.featheryournest.ca.
Yeah.
And I think they're just a reseller.
Well, and this is where I got the Blue Moon.
Yeah,
was from that booth, and they had Hedgehog.
They had Hedgehog as well. Yeah, they carry a lot of really good yarn. I'd never heard of them prior, but I'll definitely be checking them out for future purchases.
And speaking of Hedgehog, we got to meet her name
Beta.
I'm sorry, Beta. We got to meet her, and she was lovely, lovely, lovely. So Beta, if you're watching, it was a thrill to meet you.
Yes, it was so nice and so unexpected because I was walking by in awe. And whenever you recognized me back, I was like, oh my God.
The fact that she recognized us blew me away. I was like, how is that even possible? Like, so that was so nice. I would have loved to have sat and chatted with her, and she's just so talented. So talented. And I did not know the face behind Hedgehog at all. I had no clue who the face was. So she's quite impressive.
Mm-hmm.
Quite impressive. And it was really very cool to meet her. So yeah.
Yes. All right. Should we talk shop?
Let's talk shop, because we've got all new colorways going into the shop on Saturday at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I'm so excited about this, because the beginning of the week and the beginning of last week, everyone was like, well, like, do you have a theme? And I'm like, nope, we're not going to have a theme. It's going to be an ordinary line, which it is an ordinary line, but it does have a theme because it's so hard to stay away from it. And it's funny. I kept saying, I'm not sure what direction it's going in. I know it's going to all come together. And boom, like that, it came together, and I'm so excited about it. And you were so excited about it when you saw it. And so what it is the Ladies of Stars Hollow are debuting.
I love it so much, especially because I feel like time and time again we get compared to, mother-daughter in Connecticut. It's like so it definitely holds like a warm place in our heart. We both love the show so much. Everybody.
The saddest part is we didn't watch it together when it was out. That makes me sad, because our good friends Barb and her daughter Emily watched it, and they're very similar to us. I feel like the relationship is there's just so many similarities, and they watched it together.
I know we were both so late to the party with that show, but
so late to the party. I was like, Gilmore Girls. I don't know who that is. And remember, I thought it was.
You thought it was Gossip Girl for the
Gossip Girls. I thought it was Gossip Girls, and that was when Netflix, you ordered a disc at a time or 2 discs at a time. So I remember we were in the pool, and I'm like, I'm finally watching Gossip Girls, and you were like, why? And
I'm like, that was like after like weeks of you saying, I can't believe how much I love Gossip Girl. It's the best show. You have to start watching it.
I did love it.
I was like, Ma, Gossip Girl is like these high schoolers that drink bikinis. What are you talking about?
Yeah, and
About Gilmore Girls.
I meant to be watching Gilmore Girls, but I did like Gossip Girls too. I really liked it a lot.
No.
Anyways, let's get on with the show. So, the ladies that are going to be debuting are, hold on, give me a minute. You haven't even seen some of these.
Haven't.
First, of course, let's go with the stars first. There will be Rory.
Love it. You know what?
And Rory. Oh, go ahead.
Horizontally. There you go. Perfect.
And this is on the cashmere base. I'm looking down at what I have here. Okay, so this is Rory. So it's like her school uniform. I love Rory. Just very warm and fuzzy to me. However, so she's on the cashmere base, the steel toe base, and then we've got some tweed going on.
I love that tweed base.
So I only have 5 of Rory on tweed. I have to get more tweed. It was out of stock. So I have 5 of Rory and I have 5 of another that I will show you. So this is Rory. So this is you. And this is Lorelai. And Lorelai is very periwinkle and black and the blue of her eyes. So to me, it just screams Lorelai. Again, it's on just the cashmere in steel toes. Then we have, I think this is my favorite, Paris.
I love Paris.
And you know why I picked this?
Why?
The khaki. Like, I feel like Paris is the preppy khaki girl, which is so me.
Definitely, definitely.
Okay, so there's Paris. Again, steel toe, cashmere, and tweed. Again, only 5. I only had 10 skeins of tweed because I wanted to play with them. I'm so mad I didn't have more. But next, if it gets in stock, I will probably have them next update. Okay, so there's Paris. Then there's, Miss Patty.
Miss Patty is so perfect.
Miss Patty is just ballerina, funky. I love her. And again, steel toes and cashmere. You have not seen the last one.
Who am I missing? Oh, I think I know.
Suki.
Yes. Oh, I love it.
I love Suki. Suki took a few tries. The original one I was not happy with at all. And then I came upon this and I'm so happy. So there you have it. Hold on.
Get all those ladies together.
The Ladies of Stars Hollow.
Oh, they're beautiful.
I'm so excited. Now, this is not a limited run. This probably will go. We do have to start working more on an everyday color line, and this is going to be part of it. So 2 weeks from this Saturday, the Men of Stars Hollow will be revealed.
Love it.
Okay, so this, and then I did not have them ready, but I will have them. I think I'm dyeing them tomorrow, some mini skein sets of the ladies. I will have it on the snazzy toes, and the regular steel toes. So I'm hoping I'm going to use all the minis I have left up. That's this Saturday. I'm so excited about it.
Very cool. Yeah, so that again, I will reiterate, we are going to be updating the shop at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time this Saturday, and I believe that date is
22nd?
21st. 21st. So yeah, we'll be updating our Instagram so we can keep giving you little sneak peeks as the time gets closer, but yeah, that's when we'll be doing the update. So another thing we are going to start building in to our business efforts is finding a way to give back every month. And the way that we would like to start doing that is by taking a percentage of our monthly sales and donating to a different charity of our choosing at the end of every month. So yeah, and this is not something we are going to harp on or talk a lot about, but because it is part of our mission statement and kind of again, where our energy is leading us this year. We wanted to share it with you, our consumers, and, just be open and honest about what we're doing with our business. That being said, every month, like I said, will be a different charity. What I'm going to do, I haven't done it quite yet, but I'm going to create a community page on it's LegacyKnitz.com on our actual website. So yeah, if you're interested in gathering more details about our, which charities we decide to donate to, you can feel free to head over to those sites or contact us directly to ask questions. But again, we are just trying to be as transparent as possible and just let you guys know that we're taking the love that you are giving to us and the support that you're giving to us through purchasing our yarn and trying to spread it out a little bit amongst the world. So
well said, my dear.
Just wanted to get it out there.
Yes.
Okay, well, I think that honestly wraps up everything that we have today. So again, thank you for everyone who comes back week after week and supports us and watches us. But otherwise, we will either see you this Saturday or we will see you the next time we upload a podcast. So until then,
signature needles
up.
All
right, everybody, have a lovely week. We love you.
Have a great week, guys. Thank you.
See you next time.
Bye.
It's snowing and really cold.
Someone just bottomed out.
And we had such a fun day. We took a cab. We were lazy.
We took a cab.
Oh, well, whatever.